Let's just dive right into this explainer. If you're a university professor juggling multiple research papers or a grad student staring down the absolute mountain of a thesis, you already know your digital setup is either your best friend or your worst enemy. Today, we're unpacking how to completely streamline your academic workflow using mxMarkEdit, an incredibly powerful tool built specifically to be that best friend.
Because look, we all know the universal agonizing pain of writing a heavy paper on software that just lags, or worse, crashes when you're dealing with hundreds of citations. You know the drill. You're on page 200, you go to drop in literally one more footnote, and boom, spinning wheel of death. Traditional word processors, they're fine for regular office memos, but they just aren't built for the rigorous, data-heavy demands of university-level research. It totally breaks your focus, and honestly, it just wastes time you simply do not have.
So what's the fix? Well, it starts by avoiding Electron-based apps entirely. While a lot of modern writing tools rely on that super resource-heavy framework, mxMarkEdit goes a different route. It gives you a lightning-fast, secure, native macOS experience that's actually tailored for heavy academic lifting. It's written in Free Pascal, it's totally ready for Apple Intelligence, and guys, it literally flies. Even when your dissertation starts looking the size of a phone book, it won't slow down. Today, we're tracing the complete life cycle of producing a research paper, from a totally blank page right up to your final presentation. We're going to hit on meeting your academic assistant, fast and focused writing, managing your complex bibliography, built-in data and tasks, and finally, presenting your final research.
All right, starting with number 1, meet your academic assistant, which is the foundation of your new all-in-one macOS workspace.
The developer actually described this as a free Mac app for Markdown documents that handles stylistic support, Zotero bibliographies, tasks, databases, and presentations. And that perfectly hits the nail on the head. It's basically a Swiss Army knife for academics. You're consolidating every single thing you need into one single window. Think about it. You don't need one app for your to-dos, another for spreadsheets, a separate citation manager, and then another app for your slides. Context switching is the absolute enemy of deep work. mxMarkEdit brings the whole shebang under one roof, and yeah, it actually does it for free.
Moving right along to Section 2, Fast and Focused Writing. Let's see how you can format your work without all the usual friction.
Now, if you aren't super familiar with Markdown, here's the crucial takeaway. It lets you format your text using really simple symbols, which keeps your document incredibly lightweight. Instead of hunting through endless clunky menus just to bold a word, you just type some asterisks and keep moving. But mxMarkEdit actually takes it a step further. It hides those formatting markers right as you type. So you get this clean, beautiful document on your screen, but you still get all the raw speed of plain text. Plus, whenever you're ready to submit, it seamlessly exports your work to formats like Word or PDF using a tool called Pandoc.
The big takeaway here is that you're getting all the stylistic power of a massive word processor without ever breaking your typing flow. You can instantly insert traditional or inline footnotes, which, let's be honest, are the lifeblood of academic writing. And get this, say your thesis advisor tells you, actually move your entire methodology section to Chapter 4. Normally, total nightmare. But here, you just use the shortcut Meta plus Shift plus X, and you can cut a main heading along with all the text and subheadings beneath it and paste the whole chunk instantly somewhere else. It is an absolute game changer for structuring complex arguments.
But what's really wild to me is this number right here, 250,000. mxMarkEdit effortlessly handles up to 250,000 characters with live instant formatting. To put that into perspective, that's roughly 50 to 80 pages of dense, heavy academic text without a single stutter. And okay, what if your dissertation goes way beyond that, into the millions of characters? The app is smart enough to just intelligently disable the live formatting so your typing stays lightning fast. You are never, ever left waiting for the software to catch up with your brain.
Okay, on to Section 3, managing your complex bibliography. We're talking Zotero integration and bibliotex-style citations.
If you're a grad student or professor, you already know the nightmare of fragile citation plugins that mysteriously break the night before a deadline. Well, scratch that. Here, you just follow 3 incredibly easy steps to get rock-solid bibliotech-style citations right into your text. First, you search your existing Zotero database directly from inside mxMarkEdit. Then, you just add those details into the app's built-in grid. Finally, as you're typing, you just drop in a unique key, like open bracket, Taylor 2024, close bracket. That's it. It's simple, it's secure, and you are always in complete control.
So why does this actually matter?
Well, when you finally finish writing, mxMarkEdit automatically handles all the heavy lifting. It generates your final bibliography list and correctly formats any repeated citations. When you compile the document, it swaps out that little short key you typed with the proper, full citation. If you've cited that same work before, it automatically uses the abbreviated title. Oh, and if you cite the exact same work back-to-back, it seamlessly drops in an italicized ebitm. It literally handles your strict methodological requirements for you, completely eliminating the headache of broken style sheets.
Which brings us to Section 4, Built-in Data and Tasks, because your text editor should handle more than just text.
Academic life isn't just writing, it's hardcore project management. Whether you're mapping out your thesis timeline or handing out lab tasks, you can manage all your deadlines and resources right inside your Markdown file. Just type a quick little checkbox into your text, slap a strict deadline on it, or even tag your research assistants using the @ symbol. The app then magically collects all these scattered tasks into a dedicated form. You can filter them, see what's overdue, and track who's supposed to be doing what. You're basically turning your research notes into a full-blown project management dashboard.
And for the actual data, you just drag a little splitter up from the bottom of your screen, and boom, it reveals this integrated Excel-style spreadsheet grid right there next to your text. You can store simple databases and bibliographic data perfectly alongside your writing. It actually saves all this data as a plain CSV file right next to your Markdown file. So if you're logging a series of experiments, tracking survey responses, or mapping out literary references, it is literally right at your fingertips. Meaning, no more breaking your flow to fire up Excel. You can analyze your data and run calculations instantly, right underneath your research notes. You can throw in computational formulas to find the sum, the maximum, the minimum, or the average, all instantly. You can sort the columns, filter the rows. It is absolutely perfect for the kind of rapid, on-the-fly data analysis researchers need while they're actively writing up their results.
Finally, let's jump to Section 5, Presenting Your Final Research, turning that hard-earned document into a slide deck instantly.
Now this is a real game changer. Think about how many hours we waste awkwardly copy-pasting our text into separate presentation software, right? Fiddling with tiny text boxes and weird fonts. With mxMarkEdit, you just write your lecture or thesis defense normally as a structured document. Then you press one single shortcut, Meta plus E. And just like that, you are instantly in presentation mode. No extra apps required.
Once you're in that mode, the app brilliantly focuses your audience's attention. As you hit the arrow keys to move through your document, mxMarkEdit highlights the paragraph you're currently talking about in bold contrast, while smoothly fading out everything else in the background. Got an image link? It automatically pops it up in a wider window so the whole room can see it clearly. Plus, you can easily export the whole thing as a PDF deck to share with the class later. It is hands down the fastest way to turn your dense academic writing into a beautifully clear, focused lecture. So the big question is it time to finally upgrade your academic workflow? We've just seen how having your writing, your data, your citations, and your presentations combined into one lightning-fast Mac app can totally transform your day-to-day. mxMarkEdit is built to take you from the chaotic early days of data collection through the brutal drafting and citation phase, straight to a polished final presentation. It's an entire ecosystem built for how academics actually think and work. So, are you going to keep fighting with word processors that clearly weren't built for your research, or are you ready to embrace a tool that finally speaks your language?